Another brand new chapter today. I am reading Genesis 48, which I have never read, so I read it, give my honest reactions. I'm Mountainsmith. A little recap here for Genesis 47 from the other day. Jacob, the father of Joseph, took his entire family so they could then go and settle in Egypt and to meet Joseph for the first time. Joseph has then created this essentially a business on the Pharaoh's land and all of Egypt during this famine. But I got to thinking, and I'm not sure, are we rooting for Jacob? Is it good? Is it bad what he's doing? And why in the Bible, because we are only in Genesis, is this story about the famine and what Joseph did essentially to force the people? He basically created a power vacuum for the Pharaoh that the people gave up their livestock, then they gave up their land, and they said, hey, you know what? I'm willing to do anything, just give us something. And then Joseph made the agreement that they will all have to pay essentially a 20% tax, 1/5 of everything that they grow, back to the Pharaoh. So he created this dependency system. And I'm wondering, like, why is this so important? We're only in Genesis. I mean, there's a whole lot more in the Bible. So why is this story so important that was told? I understand Jacob and Joseph meeting, and we're going to get into something here. But why is that part so important that we're telling about the famine and the management of his business? I'm really wondering here, are we rooting for Joseph? Are we not? Maybe it's going to tell us, but that's kind of really got on my mind about where this story is going here. So, all right, let's get into it. Genesis 48. Jacob blesses Manasseh and Ephraim. As always, I'm going to mess up a lot of names. This is my first time reading, so just bear with me, and I don't know. So Jacob blesses Manasseh and Ephraim. Ephraim, I do not know how to say these at all. Okay. One day, not long after this, word came to Joseph, your father is failing rapidly. So Joseph went to visit his father, and he took with him his two sons, Manasseh and Ephraim. Oh, those are just two sons. Oh, right. So Jacob blesses his two sons. So word has gotten to Joseph, your father is failing rapidly. So he's dying, as I kind of expected. He's going to be dying here. He's been around for, 147 years was last said. And now Joseph went to his father, and he took with him his two sons, Manasseh and Ephraim. Okay, so Jacob is going to bless his two sons. Got it. Okay, moving on. When Joseph arrived, Jacob was told, your son Joseph has come to see you. So Jacob gathered his strength and sat up in his bed. Jacob said to Joseph, God Almighty appeared to me at Luz, the land in Canaan, and blessed me. He said to me, I will make you fruitful, and I will multiply your descendants. I will make you a multitude of nations. I'm going to start that one again. A multitude? I don't know what multitude is. I will make you a multitude of nations, and I will give you this land of Canaan to your descendants, after you as an everlasting possession. Okay. Now, I am claiming as my own sons these two boys of yours, Ephraim and Manasseh. I cannot say this name. Manasseh. Manasseh. It's hard. I don't know how to pronounce it at all. You were born here in the land of Egypt before I arrived. They will be my sons, just as Reuben and Simeon are. But any children born to you in the future will be your own, and they will inherit land within the territories of their brothers Ephraim and Manasseh. Long ago, as I was returning from Padan Aram, Rachel died in the land of Canaan. We were still on the way, some distance from Ephrath, that is, Bethlehem. So with great sorrow I buried her there beside the road to Ephrath. Then Jacob looked over at the two boys. Are these your sons? He asked. Yes, Joseph told him. These are the sons God has given me here in Egypt. And Jacob said, bring them closer to me, so I can bless them. Jacob was half blind because of his age and could hardly see. So Joseph brought the boys close to him, and Jacob kissed and embraced them. Then Jacob said to Joseph, I never thought I would see your face again, but now God has let me see your children too. That seems very, that's an emotional feeling, for sure. Okay. Joseph moved the boys who were there at their grandfather's knees, and he bowed with his face to the ground. Then he positioned the boys in front of Jacob. With his right hand, he directed Ephraim toward Jacob's left hand. His right hand toward his left hand. Oh, it's kind of like a shake, like we shake. No, I'm sorry, toward his left hand. So that's his other side here. Not a shake. With his right hand, he directed Ephraim toward Jacob's left hand. And with his left hand, he put Manasseh at Jacob's right hand. Oh, to put them together. Okay, I see. I'm going to have a drink. My throat. Sorry about that. But Jacob crossed his arms as he reached out to lay his hands on the boys' heads. Oh, why did he do that? He put his right hand on the head of Ephraim, though he was the younger boy, and his left hand on the head of Manasseh, though he was the firstborn. Then he blessed Joseph and said, wait, I'm going to back up before I read this. I'm a little confused here. So Joseph moved the boys who were at their grandfather's knees, and he bowed with his face to the ground. Then he positioned the boys in front of Jacob. With his right hand, he directed Ephraim towards Jacob's left hand. And with his left hand, he put out Manasseh as Jacob's right hand. But Jacob crossed his arms as he reached out to lay his hands on the boy's head. He put his right hand on the head of Ephraim, though he was the younger boy, and his left hand on the head of Manasseh, though he was the firstborn. Why would he do that? What is the significance of that? That's it's so specific. Why would he cross? And did he know? Okay. And then Joseph said, "May the God before whom my grandfather Abraham and my father Isaac walked, the God who has been my shepherd all my life to this very day, the angel who has redeemed me from all harm, may he bless these boys. May they preserve my name and the names of Abraham and Isaac, and may their descendants multiply greatly throughout the earth." Okay. But Joseph was upset when he saw that his father placed his right hand on Ephraim's head. So Joseph lifted it to move it from Ephraim's head to Manasseh's head. "No, my father," he said, "this one is the firstborn. Put your right hand on his head." But his father refused. "I know, my son, I know," he replied. "Manasseh will also become a great people, but his younger brother will become even greater, and his descendants will become a multitude of nations." It sounds like Jacob is creating some conflict before he dies here. He's got, what are they doing here? So Jacob blessed the boys that day with his blessing. "The people of Israel will use your names when they give a blessing. They will say, may God make you as prosperous as Ephraim and Manasseh." In this way, Jacob put Ephraim ahead of Manasseh. Then Jacob said to Joseph, "Look, I am about to die, but God will be with you, and I will take you back to Canaan, the land of your ancestors. And beyond what I have given your brothers, I am giving you an extra portion of the land that I took from the Amorites with my sword and bow." Okay, that's the end of 48 here. I'm definitely questioning kind of what Jacob's plan there is to bless the boys in a different way. Why did he do that? Why did he... the significance of the arms, I'm a little confused there, but maybe it'll reveal itself somewhere.